Oh, dear God. Oh, my God. This episode of She-Hulk let me move the mic closer. This was inexplicably bad. Now, a lot of people have been going on, well, Daredevil, the jokes, but the jokes are secondary. The jokes are not what it's at issue here. The dialogue is atrocious. The effects are look like they're out of the 90s. All right, well, let's start at the top, okay? There's a guy named Leapfrog that she's defending, and they go to court, and she's got a conflict of interest with the guy who made her super suit. Turns out he made the suit for his lawyer. He's sitting in court. This is shown in court. Are you defending yourself? No, defending. And the one guy who you kind of like, the designer, even though he leans into some of the worst stereotypes ever. The one guy you kind of liked, they turn into a dick. You turn him into a raging dick. Turns out his lawyer is, are you representing yourself? No, my lawyer will be here in a moment. Turns out his lawyer is Matt Murdock. And Matt Murdock does some very Matt Murdock things. And, okay, so he gets the case thrown out because he uses his sense of smell. Detect that there's jet fuel in there. And she goes out on another... the case gets thrown out. They meet up in a bar later. He buys her a drink, kind of professional courtesy. That whole exchange. Jen Walters can help her when society fails. She-Hulk can help people when the law fails. Okay, yeah, it's a very Matt Murdock thing, kind of the same. And then so she gets a call to go and meet up with someone else, and yada yada. Okay, Matt Murdock gets a call to go away, and so then the guy who's Leapfrog calls her again, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm being attacked. I don't know by who." And so she puts on the suit. The suit. I knew she wouldn't get the suit until the last episode, next to the last episode. And then there's that fight scene they show. Now again, my issue's not with the jokes. It's just so poorly written. So it turns out after a fight, she does. One thing they do get right is the clap, and overloads Matt Murdock's hearing. That is his weakness. Okay, I will give him that. They got that right. So they trace the Leapfrog guy back to his hideout, the Lily Pad, where he's got the designer held hostage there, making stuff for his gang. Okay, so Matt Murdock is trying to, and I'm kind of surprised that they let Matt Murdock mansplain how to take out a whole layer of enemies. I'm really surprised at that. I'm really surprised at that. That's really surprising. So they go in, they bust up the place. Matt Murdock wants to use stealth. She wants to use brute force. Okay. She gets her way, and he's taking out bad guys. And so, all right, there's this whole thing. Oh, yeah. You can plead insanity or whatever. Oh, insanity's a good defense. So what is he, a lawyer? No, I'm a big fan of legal dramas. Oh, this guy's really doing it for me. So there's a whole thing afterwards where they're on the roof. Oh, yeah, when you're leaving tomorrow. And, of course, she bangs him. So pretty much he just set this up for Jen Walters to bang Daredevil. And then he, the next day, is doing a walk of shame in broad daylight with his super suit on, with his Daredevil, with his costume on, carrying his shoes over his shoulders. Yeah, that's not something Daredevil would do. Daredevil would make arrangements for a change of clothes, get a backpack or whatever, Okay, so... All right, that aside, you had your fun. You brought Daredevil down a peg, make him do the walk of shame. She goes to a gala that night. Oh my God, this is the episode. This is the finale already. Like, thank God the finale's already. Thank God the finale's already. She has this big gown, and big red carpet moment. They give female. It's for the female lawyer of the year. They give it to like a half dozen. And one of them has that Snyder Mike. What's it like to be the female lawyer? Oh, it would be great if I wasn't asked what's it like being a female lawyer of the year. The worst part is not Daredevil. It's not that. It's not the bad dialogue. The worst part is you have a guy in a mask who hijacks the ceremony with a voice changer and goes through that trouble saying She-Hulk is a slut because she banged another guy. She banged that Josh guy who recorded it all. Now, listen. For all the preaching about the taking the high road so much better than everybody. Oh my God. You don't let people criticize. Oh, we don't pay attention to Twitter. Twitter doesn't. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Dana Schwartz. I'm looking at you, Jessica Gao. I'm looking at you, Kat Koira. And the guy who wrote this episode by a guy by the name of Cody Ziegler. You proved with this just how petty and how small you are. You could be above the criticism. You could try to do something better, but no. That guy who hijacked the video presentation and his buddy were clear stand-ins for Doomcock. You cannot convince me of anything else. That was a clear shot at Doomcock. And it's a clear shot at all YouTubers. You know why? Because your work doesn't stand on its own. We turn in bad work. It's everybody else's fault. You know what? Screw you. Screw all of you. You've just shown why we're right in criticizing this. Because you are petty, you are small-minded, and instead of elevating your game, you know what? You blame everybody else. It's Doomcock's fault our show sucks. No, it's not. It's not anybody's fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault. The lazy writing, the bad special effects, the horrendous dialogue, the bad action scenes. It's nobody's fault. It's not YouTubers' fault. It's not Reddit's fault. It's your fault. And I say that now, not as a disgruntled comic book fan, but as a consumer, as a viewer. You know, Keith Olbermann did a bit a few years ago where he was named commissioner of Major League Baseball. And he had a fake press conference and said, I said that he says, I was saying that our new focus, rather than be on profit, was going to be on the fans. And several of the owners looked at us, fans, what are fans? And I told them, fans are your customers. All fans. You cannot make a distinction. Fans are your customers. I mean, no, you keep slapping the fans in the face, and you're going to wonder why these shows are going to be in the toilet. To be so petty, to be so small-minded that you had to pull this stunt. It just shows me that, you know what? You think you know what doesn't stink. And it does. I'm just aghast. No, 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 no. We're not. We're not. Oh, we're so much better than you are. We're so much better. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. And listen, and I've often said, if Kat Koira, if Jessica Gao, if Dana Schwartz is out there, if Cody Ziegler's out there, if they want to come on my channel and explain why they did this, fine. I'd be perfectly fine having a dialogue with them. But you know what? They won't. They won't. Because this is indefensible. You've shown us your true colors. All right. Well, I feel I've ranted enough. You know, there's that press conference. They are who we thought they were. Exactly. And when someone tells you who they are, believe them. All right. Rob Robot Shlomo here. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.